It's CAF Champions League Group C matches, and in this episode of Continental Football, we're discussing everything to do with the teams that are involved in this group. It was Ahly going to Orlando Pirates Orlando Stadium, that is the southwestern township of South Africa. Soweto, that is 3 p.m. kickoff. I mean, it was expected to be fireworks, but it did not really show up to that. The match ending 0-0. Well, there were some surprises on both teams. Afsha started from the bench. Al Shahat started from the bench, and the South African-born Pesitao also started from the bench. On the side of Orlando Pirates, Joseph Riveiro would normally start with a 4-2-3-1 system. It was strange to see a Dion Hoto, the Namibian, starting with the front three, and the Paseko Marco occupying the left back position. We saw the comeback of a Munepule Saleng, and it was I think he's one player that really fought hard to at least to bring something for an Orlando Pirates side. Yes, I do go by the name of Continental Football, where I engage in discussing anything to do with football from South Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Welcome on board. You're seeing this face and this content for the very first time. Really love to see you joining this family and you engaging me on the comments below. Now, majority of people will say that we're not at the state that they will say they were bored by the match. I think it's because everyone had high expectations of this match. And in this episode, I'm basically just going to go through 5 points that I've drawn or I've learned from this particular match. And the very first point, which I think is vital and important, is Ahly continues to show Africa on how to play CAF Champions League. If you're playing away from home, you don't have to be pretty, you don't have to be sentimental, you don't have to be emotional. The goal is play not to lose the game. And that's exactly how the Egyptians stuck to the plan. They didn't come to Orlando to bury Orlando Pirates, to show them that they're a better team or a bigger team, a club of the century. No, they came in with the goal to ensure that they play this game not to lose. And that's exactly what they were doing. You know, this is one team that continues to master the dark arts of African football, to frustrate the opponents, to frustrate the fans. I mean, I don't know how many times in the first half I saw Ahly players rolling on the floor like a sack of potatoes. And even if a player was not kicked, he would take time beyond the floor to allow the teammates, to get some refreshments, refueling, and replenishment from the bench. And that's how they've been doing things for all of these years. So this is exactly how Ahly will continue to do, especially in group stages. There are away matches. You need to be clever, you need to be wise, whether you are in agreement with them or not. But they've won over 10 CAF Champions League trophies, and that's exactly how they've been doing it. The second point I really need to highlight on this one is that the young fellow, the president, Yama 2K, Rele Mofokeng, I personally think that he was overwhelmed by Ahly, and maybe he was just played. I can't say it's an unfamiliar position, because we know that Masongani was not available, so he was almost like tucking in as a number 10 with a Dion Hoto playing on the left. Surprised that a rusty Paseko Marco had to start this game. Maybe the reasoning, the logic behind the Jose Riveiro starting Hoto up top and Paseko Marco at the back, maybe he wanted a bit of experience from players that have played in CAF Champions League before, or even CAF Confederations Cup, because a lot of people will ask, why did not Mohau Nkota and Mofokeng start in their normal position? Maybe the logic would be, these are lighties, these are, young boys. Let me rather have some experience, have a Hoto, have a Mohopa, and have a Munapule Salong who has not played for some time. And we didn't really have clear cut chances in the game. And Rele really tried, but he was not given room, he was not given space. Anytime he was on the ball, you had a lot of players coming in. And so the young man, Mofokeng, was really suffocated and not really given enough, room to flourish as we know him to be. And let's just quickly go to the third point I've highlighted here. Whether you are for or against a Tito Maswanganyi, the probably the fan favorite for Orlando Pirates. But it's not just a fan favorite. With the Maswanganyi, there's just that effect that comes with a Tito being on the field. He masters this, game management, and he also is the embodiment of creating opportunities for the club. Even if he might not assist, but he would create spaces for his teammates, and so you can clearly see that Orlando Pirates really needed a number 10 or a figure of a Tito Maswanganyi on this particular game. Now, the fourth point, evidence Mokopa, you are playing as a number 9 chief. You are playing as a target man. You are playing as a focal point for a Jose Riveiro 4-2-3-1 system. All that is needed for you is to stay in the box. Stay in the box. I don't understand the logic of a lanky, tall player who is not as pacey as others that are playing as forwards. Why would you want to be running on the flank, whether right or left? You will know very well. You know as well that you are not the best with the first touch. You are not the best with running with the ball. There are people who can do that better than other Pirates. You've got a Kembudi, you've got a Rele Mofokeng, you've got a Nkota, you've got a Saleng. You are not that type of a footballer. You are a number 9, a focal point, a target man. So what's needed for you is to stay in the box. Stay in the box. I said this before that, and Al-Shanawi, the legendary Ahly goalkeeper, now and time again, when shots are taken at goal, more often than not, he will parry the ball back into the field or parry it to the left or to his right. That's where we need a player like an Evidence Mokopa to finish off or to assist any other player that might be in the box. But when you are far away from the box, then your purpose is not served in that first 11. Obviously, people will start arguing as to why Tsokhofatu is not given time and opportunity to be in a starting 11. But I still maintain that Evidence Mokopa will be a vital cog, a vital player for Orlando Pirates in this CAF Champions League journey. Last but not least, the very last point on these 5 talking points between Orlando Pirates versus Ahly at Orlando Stadium, I need to highlight that Makaula played a very important role today because his partner in crime, Talent Mbata, was, I can't say he was poor, but his performances are really declining. The way he's losing balls, it's as if he's on a wage bill of Betway, a wage bill of Hollywood bets, because he's really giving more work for Makaula. But Makaula really covered some of the errors that were caused by the careless passes of a talented, but he's a player I will highlight as one of the big players in this game. Another one on the side of Ahly is Akram Tafik. He's a central midfielder, just like a Makaula. He really covered a lot of ground for an Ahly. He performed his duties at a high level and clearly followed the rules to the T. Don't allow Orlando Pirates to go through the center. If they want to go wide, so be it, but don't allow them to go through the center. And anytime you win the ball, ensure that you manipulate the spaces that are left by Van Rooyen on the right back, because when Pirates had the ball, they would have a 3 at the back. That is a Marco, a CBC, and a Tabiso Sesa, and with Van Rooyen adding numbers in midfield. And whenever a Tafik with his partner they won the ball, they would try and find a Silimi, and obviously second half, and Afsha, El Shahat, and the Pesitao were introduced. But yeah, it's a CAF Champions League typical game. CAF Champions League 0-0 draw. I can't say it was boring, but at the same time, it was not exciting. Saleng tried, but it was not to be. It really appears like that Stade Abidjan Football Club from Ivory Coast will be the beating boys of this group. After 2 games, they've lost 2. After 2 games, Ahly and Orlando Pirates, they are in first and second position. Third position being occupied by CR Belouizdad of Algeria after winning away from home in Ivory Coast. Really love to see you joining this family. Subscribe to the channel. Support however you want to support this channel, by donating, by following the description below to see the bank account. Really love to see you joining the family, and your comments are as important. How should Jose Riveiro change the lineup or approach this game? Is it a point gained or 3 points lost or 2 points lost for Orlando Pirates? I honestly see this as a point gain, an experience gain for the players that started the game, because I mean, we're not playing some team from Mauritania, no disrespect to them, but you're playing the team of the century. And these are the defending champions of CAF Champions League. They play, they play hard. They know how to follow the technical team's tactics. And that's exactly what you want as well for Orlando Pirates players, Mamelodi Sundowns players, when they play in CAF Champions League. Let me sign out by saying, may my God bless you all.